Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this video with me. I'm just going to walk us through a real life scenario for Baptist Hospital as we discussed. So once you log into the system, it'll actually take you to your dashboard, at which point we have now incorporated Google Maps to show business and opportunity around you. So this is essentially used for if you're doing, let's say, for example, a trial at JFK Medical Center. So not only just gives you a brief overview showing their fiscal year, employees, revenue, GPO, IDN that they're affiliated with, you can now dive into their account, go to their website, find directions to this facility, even do a Google search to find additional information regarding JFK, or just view the contacts that we have in the system for them. So really this is utilized for business around you. So if you're in between cases, say doing a trial at JFK, it gives you the opportunity to now see business and doctors in your surrounding area to stop by. So it does break it down by specialty, so you'll know exactly where we need to go and who we need to speak with at these particular offices to best utilize your time, you know, if there's free time in between cases, just as an example. So you can actually filter these, remove the physician's offices and say we just want to focus on surgery centers because maybe we can link JFK to a surgery center to increase or make the deal larger. So that features we just incorporated as well as the leads section here that you'll see. So this is updated every night. And it's based off of each month. So today, of course, being the end of March, the urgent tab shows essentially facilities with fiscal years ending this month. So these are accounts that we may have submitted quotes to them, and we just need to follow up to make sure and try to close them so we don't get cut from that budget when they close. So just opens up your eyes essentially to make sure that we're contacting these urgent leads in facilities to close business at the end of the day. So the 2020 budget tab, what that does is essentially show facilities with fiscal years ending next month. So these are facilities you essentially just want to keep on your radar to meet with or contact over the next few weeks to make sure, again, that we're closing any business at these accounts and we don't miss that opportunity for capital. The 2021 budget, so that's for fiscal years now that had just ended in the month of February for this particular example. So that means that these facilities are now requesting for budgetary quotes for next year. So again, that allows us the capability to make sure that we submit those budgetary quotes. So when this time next year comes around, that we have a quote already in the system for the particular items that we're working on with them. So those are essentially the first three tabs to then lead us to the request for proposals. So again, this is updated nightly, and it shows essentially government bids linked to the VA health system. So what it allows you the capability to do is now filter to see accounts in your territory that are requesting a bid. So if we filter by video, and you can filter by type in any word or keyword to help narrow down the search, but it will show then bids listed in your territory and then actually give a detailed description, name, contact that we need to reach out to for this particular bid, as well as a very in-depth requirement that the VA is asking for. So, you know, when the VA purchases equipment over $25,000, they have to publicly list that out for bid, to give an equal opportunity for other companies to offer their services. So, you know, a lot of times, us being out in the field, we miss some of those, and we miss that opportunity to submit a bid. Say, for example, stores. You can even filter by stores. Maybe they're looking for particular stores at this point. That's good. There's no Carl Stores requests out there, so you know you can really narrow it down to not only keep your current accounts but also expand your business and grow at facilities that we're trying to enter into. So that's the request for proposals. The news tab just keeps us up to date as far as what's going on in our industry in the med device world. So what it does is show news articles. It does filter medical device recalls. So for example, I see here the Stryker Communications, the Birch-Told ceiling mount surgical light system was just recalled. So what it does is allow now the capability to see if our competitor has any recalls on particular product to then enter in the door and offer our services instead. So it does keep us up to date with news and articles, as well as hospital executives on the move. So across the country, CFOs and C-level moving all throughout. So it's all linked. So if you want to dive into something further, you can now, it takes you right to the FDA website to see a more detailed description regarding that particular product. So that's just to give you a brief overview of the lead section. So the system's completely customizable. You can upload documents. You can keep, here I utilize this section, goals, daily goals, that you want to essentially work on. It's completely customizable to meet your needs. So you can log opportunities, again, just like any other CRM application. But how we separate ourselves is specific to medical device industry. That's why we have all of our information is geared specifically for them. So you can incorporate your calendar, meetings, tasks, etc. So really what we'll dive into now is Baptist Hospital, like we had discussed. So what you first do is essentially go to search all your accounts in the territory. Again, the system's filtered by the territory that we set in the system. So for this particular account, it's filtered for pretty much all Florida. So what I did was it pulled up my previous search. I did search for Baptist previously in hospital, so you could filter by looking for just a particular physician group, a surgery center, a health system, or a hospital themselves. So you can, it does have an autocomplete as well. So if you were to begin typing Baptist Hospital, it will now filter that information for you to quickly and easily select to filter the results. So just to give you an example, again, this is I want it to be essentially a tool to help utilize your time most efficiently and fast. So you could do the same thing for CPT codes. If you just, let's say, for example, in urology, the TERP was one of the top CPT codes. So if I didn't know the particular CPT code itself, you can actually filter by, I just typed TERP and it was able to filter now the 52601 CPT code. So you can download an Excel document we have here that lists all CPT codes, just to give you an example. But again, you selecting this CPT code and run a search, it will then filter all accounts based off of that particular CPT code and if that account does it. So fiscal year revenue, etc. You can also filter by. So it will just give you a brief overview of the particular account. So Baptist Hospital Miami is the one we're going to be looking at. So you can see we can just find quick directions there if we need to call them, as well as over in this column, the V card, you could download the particular account information itself. So you click on this, it will actually download all their contact information, so you could save it in your phone. So you have that capability, as well as just browse around on their website if need be. So it does list out the fiscal year, and as well as the GPO IDN that they're affiliated with. So clicking on them will take you then into a more detailed description of the account. So you'll see, once we pull up this information regarding Baptist, all the information we'll have regarding them. Sorry for the delay, but once now we pull up Baptist, it will take you to an overview of their particular account. So first things first is their star HCAP score, their star rating for that. As we are aware, those are heavily weighted for reimbursements, in percentages for their reimbursement. So first thing, 3-star, which means they're a good facility. 5-star, you never see. 4-star, occasionally you see. 3 stars, a very good facility. Anything 2 and below, I look at and say there's definitely, they need improvement there. So it being a 3-star, understanding that they are efficiently ran, knowing that going into the situation will help understand what's going on there at the facility. We list just a basic overview, fiscal year end, again, GPO, IDN, their parent, the address, phone, website. Then we'll give a clinical overview, just showing the accreditation, if they're JCO affiliated, and then just dives into more specifics. So readmission rate penalty, as we're aware, as we discussed, with patient outcomes being very important in our industry nowadays, that's important that they're not readmitting these patients. So we could see if it's a teaching institution as well, and also, most importantly, number of ORs. So 18, this is a very large facility. So I understand why we're trying to get in the door there, so if we haven't already. So then it does show incumbents. This is more for software and technological standpoint, showing the systems that they use for purchasing, payroll, etc. Just so if we have to integrate our platforms, we have that capability to know that going in, what systems they're using there at the facility. So here it shows outpatient procedures. These are filtered by specialty, so really you can dive into more specifics of each of those. But I know, Ted, you had said colorectal, for example, was a big specialty to focus on. So